This is the peaceful, prosperous city of Hamilton. Here the children have never been terrified by the scream of a descending rocket. The buildings have never been shattered by a blockbuster. But if Hamilton were someday to suffer the direct impact of war, the nation would be rocked by reports like these. 9,700 dead, 168,000 injured, $25 million in property destroyed each year. These statistics have been computed by the Department of Highways. A population equal to the population of Hamilton has been injured on the highways of Ontario in the last 16 years. And the toll is going up. From the Department of Highways in Toronto, under the direction of the Honorable George H. Doucette, Minister of Highways, a ceaseless battle is being waged against this tragedy on the roads. With 73,000 miles of highway spanning the province, he needs your help. The story begins on the streets of just about every city in Ontario. Cities are hot and congested places. You may stop a few minutes for a cool drink, or a nap, or just because your feet hurt. But still, the pace of the city life goes on and drags you with it. The country is a different story. There is fresh air in the country and sunshine. People take their time, relax, enjoy life. So every weekend the traffic lanes grow and the cars flow out of the cities en masse. Usually they stop at their favorite gas station to fill her up. And sometimes, like Mr. Wright here, they have the car completely checked over just to be on the safe side. Sometimes, that is. Mr. Wright is going up to Muskoka with his family. He's very careful to come to a full stop at that stop sign. He knows that accidents can happen. But there are motorists who haven't got time for a small detail like safety. Check your tires, Mr. Wrong? No thanks, haven't got time. Mr. Wrong is going up to Muskoka too on his honeymoon. Stop signs don't bother him. You heard what he said. He's in a hurry. But no matter how much of a hurry you're in, stay on your own side of the road rounding a curve. He's lucky. There's no one coming from the other direction. Now here's a girl who could use a bit of luck. What's wrong, Mabel? Having trouble? Passing a car on the road is easy as long as you observe a couple of simple rules. Just make sure that you are a reasonable distance from the car in front and the road ahead is clear. Well, what have we here? A car parked right in the middle of the highway. That's a hazard, Mr. Wrong, and it's against the law because it's dangerous. Laws and signs are there for your protection. When you see a sign that says no passing, that means danger. What right had Mr. Wrong to risk his life and the lives of others? Don't pass on a hill. Slow down when you approach a narrow bridge. Remember, when you take a chance, you bet your life. And speaking of betting your life, here's our highway gambler, Mr. Wrong. Is this what all the rush was about? Is this why all the chances were taken? People's lives were endangered when Mr. Wrong went through the stop sign, when he drove on the wrong side of the road, when he exceeded the speed limit. And to what purpose? The few minutes were saved only to be wasted at a roadside stand. Every time you pass through a village, town, or hamlet, you're warned to drive slowly. A highway through one of these areas becomes a city street. Drive there as you would in your own hometown. Children are often careless. You must be doubly careful for their sake. Say, Mabel, what's wrong? Is the car too big or the space too small? This could be a minor tragedy. But there's a rare weekend that passes without its quota of major tragedies as well. On every highway, if motorists bet their lives, sooner or later, by the law of averages, they're bound to lose. No one who has ever witnessed a serious motor accident will ever forget it. But must we be taught through such horrible lessons? Must motorists die so that other motorists will be careful? Why do we require martyrs for safety when safe driving is such a simple practice? One look at the ravages of carelessness should be enough to convince even the most reckless that when you gamble with death, you can't win. Evidently, Mr. Wrong took one chance too many. He bet his life. He may have lost that bet. Each year, countless numbers die in accidents on the highways of the province, accidents which could have been avoided. One of these is lying there on the table, fighting for his life. It might have been you. On the other hand, Mr. Wright has arrived at his cottage safe and sound. Looks like he's headed for a mighty pleasant weekend. This also might have been you. It isn't a matter of fate, it's a matter of choice. If you choose to be careful, you can protect yourself. Well, at last, it looks like Mabel has parked her car. Who said the age of miracles is over? Uh-oh, spoke too fast. Week after week, when Monday morning rolls around, when the weekend is over and the cars come streaming back to town, motorists are greeted by the same screaming headlines. The story which began on the crowded city streets on Friday afternoon has reached its tragic conclusion. Honeymoon pair killed in collision, head-on crash at high speed. So when you see the weekend accident toll recorded in the morning papers, think before you step into your car. Every time you take a chance, you bet your life.